Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Mended Men's Conversation. And I'm Anthony Washington.
My name is Titus Garnett, and we're here to have a conversation. This is not a therapy session for anybody except Anthony. But other than that, we just having a
I hope you're
conversation.
a therapist.
Oh, yeah. Sound like we're giving advice. Basically, we're just giving our experience on a lot of different situations.
Welcome to Mended Men's Conversation, life lessons and legacies, where real men have real conversations. In every episode, we dive deep into the struggles, victories, and lessons that shape us as men. From mental health and fatherhood to faith, identity, and purpose, we are breaking the silence and starting the conversations that matter. Between us is over 12 years of professional experience and more than 140 years of combined life experience as fathers, sons, brothers, husbands, friends, and educators. We know that healing starts with an honest dialogue. So let's get real. Let's get ready. Let's grow together. This is Mended Men's Conversation.
What's our subject matter for the day, Ant-Man?
Brotherhood and community. Fall in line with what's happening today. We have to stand together. And we ain't gotta like each other like me and you do this podcast. I don't like you. I'm just gonna put that out there in the beginning.
Well, as
But
long as you respect me, that's all I give a damn
there you
about,
go.
all right?
As much as I want to disagree with you, I can't.
Yeah, well,
It's
see,
all
I
about
can.
huh? Shut the hell up.
Nothing. Go ahead, go ahead.
But it's about brotherhood, you know,
Yeah,
um,
it really
and
is, yes.
and like you said, respect. People walk around today, they feel like, you don't like it, I don't like it, you don't. Who gives a shit if no one likes it? All you need is respect from another human being, and that will take you a long way. And like I said, brotherhood and community, it works hand in hand. The way things is going today, we got to do it together. We can't allow this insanity that's going on today divide us, because that is the plan, to divide us, make us fight among each other. So give them the right to step in and straighten things out, which really they just causing chaos. That's all they're doing. They ain't straighten nothing out. It's just nothing but chaos. But we do need to stand together, work together. Brotherhood, we all part of the same community.
That's the point. The more I look at TV or I look on social media, I'm seeing more and more less community than community. I hear people talk about, well, we got to slow it down, calm it down, this, that, or whatever. How you going to do it at a national level if you can't do it at a local level? I've noticed that on like Facebook, they got a lot of shorts or whatever you call them, videos of just clips of people just fighting. And more I see women, especially young girls, fighting like I'm saying that it may sound crazy, it's like they fucking animals going at each other like they hate each other and I'm like, why? And just over simple stuff like, why you talk to me like that? Why you talk to my girl like that? Why you look at me like that? You want some of this shit? And I'm going, and it's just one violent clip after another. And they have no idea what's going on at a national scale that is happening to this country.
And how's it
And you
affected?
can't, how's it, and it's affecting them, but they don't even they don't even give a fuck about it. Sorry I'm coming off kind of hard first thing, but we got people just turning their nose up. Oh man, fuck it don't bother me. Still, yeah, it does. It should, because it does bother you. But instead, you angry about the way somebody look at you when you walking down the street, or some lady you holler at don't want to give you no attention. You got to go step off the third rail and act a fool. I don't brotherhood and community. Well, we got to start it somewhere at the local level.
You do.
But at the local level, I don't even think they see it.
Well,
You see people fighting in the street and in the stores and stuff in Walmart like they crazy. And then next thing you know, people just first thing they do is pull out their camera. World star, don't even
yeah,
try to stop it or whatever. I don't know, man.
it's crazy. You have a lot of that there. But two of the things you said, it's about respect. And the other thing you was talking about is the young girl. When you were saying that, that made me go back in my past, when I was young, not so long ago. Young girls would get into those fights and whatnot like that over stupid things. Like I was saying, because people say, I don't like you, he don't like me, so, that's a reason. It's about respect. All you need to do is just respect another human because that's what we want in return. They're going beyond that, little things. He think he better. Who gives a shit?
Right, right.
People entitled to think, feel, and believe anything they choose to because that's on them.
Yeah,
They got to walk in those shoes. Like I said, we do need to come together more as a community because the way shit is going today, it's really crazy. And when we act like that, that gives them room to do the stupid, crazy things they do. Because chaos breeds chaos.
right, right.
It's just true, and that's from experience.
I know a lot of times young people, they may see Trump by the way he act a damn fool, and they may look and say, wow, he tells it like it is. He's strong. He don't take no crap from nobody. Yeah, but he's not setting an example for this country around the world. All right. And he's not showing any maturity at all. And what
No,
he's doing is having a roundabout effect on you, but you don't know it. You think, well, I live here. He over there in Washington. It don't bother me. All the things he do affect other people around the world. That old saying, it's a small world. It affects us. Food prices, right? The prices of automobiles, your energy costs, your education, your
just in
sanity. Yeah, but they don't understand. Well, I don't know what they're talking about. I had to talk with my granddaughter. She said, "Yeah, Trump be like that, but I don't know. He look all right to me. He ain't done nothing to me. Hell,
yeah.
woman, he doing something to everybody else, which means he's doing something to you. If he's doing something to us, don't you think it has an effect on you?
Well,
You
that's
know?"
their point is when you stick your head in the sand, you don't see what's being how's affected. So you got to get your head out of the sand in order to see what's there and how's affected. It is the way of life is going to be affected. How you do things, where you go.
But there's an anger that we have in society today based on our personal lives. There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of anger. People talk about jobs. They say, oh man, everything's just fine. They talk about the economy is booming. What's actually happening is the rich are getting richer and they the ones spending most of the money. The poor are getting poor. All right. And then you got people spending money they ain't got. Credit cards are out of line. All that's going to come to head one day. But we look at it in that anger. When we see our president angry and acting a damn fool, it gives us a certain amount of justification for our anger and to act a damn fool.
I find it hard to call him our president. All I can say is he's the president of the United States. I mean, because ain't no way in hell he can represent me. And the things that he do, say, I mean, we sit here and talk, we joke, we crack on each other, whatnot, but it's all done in a respectful way. There's a lot of people out there that I don't like, but I wouldn't wish bad will on anybody. Do you really care? And be honest with you, he don't, because I don't care what he say out his mouth, what he really means. And his action means that he don't care. He don't care about nobody. If you're not rich or his favorite list, you're on the shit list.
He'll make you think he cares for you or he gives a damn about you. He don't give a damn about you.
No.
When this thing that happened in Minneapolis and he goes out into the public the other day, where does he go? Does he go to a big city or anything like that? No, he goes to Iowa, out in the frickin' country, knowing he talking to people that like him. All right, he don't go out to the people that hate them and give them facts. Then he give them lies, and they just sit there and take it. Yo, economy's great. You're doing great. And the price of eggs gone down. He can't control the price of eggs. The price of eggs are based on the damn chickens. When them damn chickens get that flu, egg prices is gonna go up.
What I give him credit for is screwing shit up. He's
Oh
good.
yeah, he's good at that. But in his mind, he truly believes he's fantastic, and not enough of us stand up and complain. There's a certain amount of brotherhood and community, and we're not just talking about black men today. Let's just look at it as the countrywide. With these people who wanted to say, we got to get rid of all these immigrants, they are starting to realize now how important there are people who do the work you cannot do or you will not do.
That's the key. You choose not to do it.
You choose not to. And I can't tell you how many times I've driven past a house that's been built, which is not recent, okay, when I've seen a white man or a black man up there putting the roof on. You know what I mean? Now, I had a brother come out some time ago when we had our roof redone. He came out, and what he did, he got all his Mexican workers to come out there to put it on. He just sat in the back.
He come get the measurements, see what he
Yeah,
need to do,
that's it.
and then go back and get his crew.
Go ahead
And
back and
I'm
get
not,
the crew.
and I'm not knocking that in any kind of way.
Oh, no, no, no. What I'm saying is that we're showing disrespect to a people. But now people are looking at what's going on in Minneapolis and other places, and they're constantly saying, these are the worst of the worst. These are the rapists. These are the child molesters. These are this and that and whatever. And the people that say, no, these are my neighbors. These ain't, every time there's a molester or somebody's on a sexual watch list, they send it out to the community. You got somebody, a sexual criminal in the neighborhood. These people know who these immigrants aren't that way. They pay bills. Now you got businesses shutting down. Now you hear states like Florida or Texas. Matter of fact, anywhere, you're going to see a lot of businesses shutting down because they ain't got the people to run them.
Yeah.
And the people that run them aren't the people at the cash registers. They're in the back that you don't see.
Well, we feel it out here. All the farms and stuff that they workers go up there and do that work or whatnot and be deported, sent someplace where their family won't find out where they are. Crops and stuff can't get out to the stores.
Nope.
It's still on the vine. This is how it's affecting here. And like you said, some of the labor jobs.
They're
I
not
mean,
going to want to do.
they say they after the worst of the worst, but you know something? I would like to see some proof that when they go to Minnesota, that's what they're actually doing. What been bothering me? You have police that go to work every day.
Yeah.
Well, they got to deal with the public on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
And they got to conduct themselves in a certain way. I got it. I'm not a big fan of the police, but hey, I got to get the respect too. But the point of it is, I don't see not one cop, FBI agent, or any of them walking around with masks on. And then the logic behind that: why are you hiding your face? Why you
Right.
don't have papers identifying who you are and tell us about it? This is why we're here. What is all this gung ho? That's their actions to me. They're like slave patrol. They don't ask any questions.
Right. They just grab you off the street.
Yeah,
They see somebody, he look, oh, he ain't white, grab him. Yeah.
it's
Now,
getting crazy. No, it is crazy, and I get it.
it's crazy right now.
It's been
Here's
crazy
a
for like this for the last year or so, year and 1 month, ever since he walked in office. Because this thing of it is, he don't care about anybody in this thing. He care about himself.
Mhm.
And as long as you do his bidding, he'll think about you.
Right.
Care about you. He'll think about you. Because don't nobody mean anything to him. But that's just the way his action. And that's why we as a community, we have to stand tall. We have to stand together. And like you said, it's not just about black men. We talk about black men on a daily basis when we come here.
The black community is very quiet right now, very quiet. And one of the reasons I feel that they're quiet or we're quiet, we talk about it amongst each other, but we're sitting back and we're looking at the others in society and say, okay, now you see what we're talking about
Yes.
when that shit was happening to us. Now it's happening to you. Now we can throw that into the Latino spaces and say, you thought you was white, but now look at you. All right. It ain't the idea of your color as much as also your hair. If you got a light complexion and they think, oh, the only Spanish got hair like that, they gonna stop you. Or if they hear you open your mouth, they don't give a rat's ass if you're a citizen or not. How have we been citizens and look how they've been treating us? And we were citizens. We were born here. We weren't immigrated here.
we're brung.
And now another point I want to throw out, and I want you to comment on it if you can. If you notice, now the police get an opportunity to see how people looked at them now that they're on the outside looking at these ICE people and how they act,
Yeah,
dragging people out of cars. Now you see how we look at you guys and how the average person don't have trust for you. Now you get to back to see, wow, was I like that? And I hope they're thinking that way too. Was I like that? Just being a badass. And what makes it
mhm.
worse, these guys got, like you said, mask on, no ID, carrying guns, shoot the shit out
Not
you, and then they
explaining
say, well, what the hell?
why I'm stopping you or where you wanna
Right,
go. None of
right.
that stuff. I'm just gonna
Produce
pick
your
you up.
papers or else.
Yeah. But then the crazy part of it is they choose not to work with local officials. It's like they got their own little thing, they gonna do their own thing, and
Right.
you just gotta go along with it. And I think it's I believe it's gonna come to a head because you can't keep going on with this madness and say, well, we're going down here because of these unlawful. No, it's a word game. They changed it up to where they could say something to them legal rights to do what they're doing. Disrespect is disrespect. I don't care how you want to put it on there. It's all the same.
We got to wake up. I'm talking about everybody got to wake up and admit it. The cops got to wake up, and then what they see in Minneapolis, here's it. The majority of the police are Republican minded or Trump minded or anyway, they go for his mentality. But now you see how you've been pushed aside by people worse than you, give you an idea of how people look at you. And if you don't come to grips with it yourself and say, damn, this is my community, and somebody comes in here and kicks my people in the ass. But in order for you to deal with it, you got to accept us as your people, as
Yeah.
you are a part of the community. Because they train policemen to say it's us against them. All right. Even though they say serve and protect, they serve their advantage of law and protect themselves. That blue wall. Now you see how your blue wall ain't shit against that MAGA wall, against that ice wall. So you get a chance
They
to
have
turn
no
around and look at yourself.
they have no rules or boundaries. It's like the wild wild west all over again.
Right. And you guys gonna have to be on the Indian side now, 'cause you don't count. Take a good look at it. And anytime once in a blue moon you see a black face among them ice people, my idea is, what the hell are you thinking, brother?
You
Are
seen the
you
black
just there
guy?
for the money?
You seen the black guy in the ice uniform?
Yeah, yeah, a
Okay,
couple of them.
I ain't seen them.
When they came to this house and they're looking for this guy, and they had the video. The woman was filming it. White guy and a black guy. They came to the house talking about such and such. Legend said, "No, you ain't got a warrant. You can't come in." And they said, "Come on, get off my property." And they were pissed off about it, But because they didn't have 1,000 people, other ICE guys behind them. I seen them out in the street on the videos that you see. As a matter of fact, I saw a thing that they in the Atlanta area right now setting up shop. Now, I haven't heard the news people say shit about it, but a lot of times I don't listen to local news because they get too much into fluff sometimes.
Yeah, not sometimes. All the time. Most especially
Yeah.
if there's a news station. The narrative does not favor. You don't hear but one side of it. That's the
Hmm.
sad part. They're there to tell the news, but they don't tell the news. They tell
And
one.
they're like, the hell, like I give a damn about, well, what is your decision on what's a good Valentine's gift you want to get for your wife or girlfriend? Man, shit, we be lucky we step out the house, somebody don't blow our head off, and you talking about, hey, what's your favorite culinary dessert? Kissing my ass. That's what it is. God damn, this shit going on around us, and y'all want to talk about the flowers in the attic of your head, and look at all.
Nah,
Man, every week it gets more depressing and more depressing of what's going on around us. And you talk about ostriches' heads in the sand, and I believe that 60% of the people have got their heads in the sand or their eyes closed and just
well,
don't. And as long as they keep you watching that bull crap on social media about girls fighting girls, and I still don't understand that, all right? And young men calling women bros. Fuck, you ain't a bro. Hey, bro, what you doing, bro? Bro always meant a man, a male. So are you gay now? Hey, bro, what you call it? I don't get it. And this always just slang. No, it's bullshit slang. Is that a woman? Talk to her like a woman. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just another
You know,
angry individual.
I'm
But it's all your fault, man. It's all your fault. I'm gonna blame you for it.
gonna send you something to get better.
Well, that sound that bad?
You sound like an angry old black man.
Oh well, hell. Well, you check you correct on all statements. Hell, all the boxes are checked. Anything else you want to check?
Shit.
But getting back, the frustration of today, sometimes you feel helpless about what you
Yeah.
see. And when you see these news reporters, I'm talking about the national news reporters, when they report it, I'll give you an idea. Today I was listening to the number 2 guy in the Justice Department. He says about sending out the rest of the Epstein papers. And then afterwards he said, yeah, we sent everything out and we were very diligent and careful not to have any of the victims' names be shown, to redact. We redacted only the victims' names and this and that. So one of the reporters asked him afterwards and said, are you going to have any more criminal investigation or put a list out of the names of the men who attacked the victims? And he acted like, well, what? No, we're not having any more anything else. Where you get that from? I mean, how you gonna have victims if you ain't got perpetrators? Don't make sense.
Don't.
Now, but see, here's the thing that pissed me off. You would think that reporter or any of the other reporters in there would have said, well, wait a minute. How can you have victims with no perpetrators? Of the 1,200 women that supposedly were victimized, you think that one man and one woman did all that, the 1,200 women, but there's no perpetrators. Now, that's a freaking insult to your common sense. You got victims, but no perpetrators. Come on, give me a break. Come on.
Well, that's what they've been talking about the whole time this been going on, is they're talking out of both sides of their mouth at the same time.
Yeah.
And really, that's just a sign of bullshit. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
But to my point is that, we talk about brotherhood and community. Why I say that is because these times we need it. It's a mental warfare, and it also have its toll on you physically, because you'll get to the point where you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And we always have to have that space for hope and, change. But we have to make change within ourselves. It got to come within. Because if we're looking for change to come from above down, I'm not talking about God, but I'm just talking about from
I know what you're talking
these.
about. I know what you're saying. Our
It's not gonna happen.
leaders,
Yeah, those
our
ones in
so-called
position.
leaders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not gonna happen. They want something, and they wanna change how things going. They want to be able to dictate to you how you should think, feel, believe. As long as and woman, as long as you got a butthole and it points to the ground, you're no different than me. You might have a little more money than me, less money than me. We're human beings. At the end of the day, we're human beings. And again, I go back to what you said. It is about respect. What do I want in return? Even though I know there's a lot of people out there that's not going to respect you, and they choose not to respect you because that's their mindset.
We got to stop lying to ourselves too, that because we go to church, because we believe in God, because we believe in the Constitution, because we believe all manship is created equal, but we don't act like it. We don't follow it up. When we see wrong, we find a reason to justify it. Even if the reason is, well, it ain't happening to me. Where's your Christianity? You talking about we want to make this a Christian country. And it was never meant to be a Christian country, but you're supposed to have a certain amount of goodness and love and Christianity in your heart, but you don't, and you don't show it. Where are all the so-called preachers out there now who talking about Jesus loves you and love all man? What have you been preaching? Wealth? Is your worthiness based on the size of your car or how big your church is?
Yep.
Where are you? You don't hear from none of them son guns. Where they at? But then they expect you to show up on Sunday and listen to the word of community and love. Yeah, I'm not angry at I guess I'm angry at the responses of the reality of people. They just act as though they just go through their
That
day like none of this means shit. And it's kind of crazy. Sometimes you come home from work and his wife, she don't want to hear about your day because her day is messed up. But what goes outside your home affects you just as much as what's going on inside your home. Because sometimes you bring that outside in. And if you don't calm yourself inside, well, let me ask you something. Is the world itself, let's just take in this country, is that too overwhelming right now? Are we to
uh,
separate ourselves from that?
can you? Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Do we need to
Yeah.
separate ourselves from that?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And why I say we do is that, you need to be able to step away from all this insanity so you can maintain some peace of mind for yourself. Dealing with it on a 24-hour basis every day, in and out, 7 days a week. I haven't met a man yet that won't snap me underneath that type of pressure. So you got to have some way, kind of like get away from it all and just reboot. So when you come back, you're not all burnt the hell out. 'Cause my experience, sometimes you have people that like chaos.
True that.
They want to try to take your joy, but that's my responsibility to give it up to you if I choose to. So to answer your question, yes, sometimes you got to get away from the day-to-day struggles of life, go somewhere and regroup, come back, maybe that situation hasn't changed, but you change. You have to change to make a difference.
Uh,
Say something crazy, but it's like,
oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean you about to say something crazy? Oh, like that never happens. Oh, yeah, you just, all of a sudden, you're going to step off the ledge. Oh, okay. What crazy thing I might need to write this down. A crazy thing he was about to say.
you know, it's like going on with this thing that we call life, as you said, and you got to find who you are, your center peace, so you can navigate through this thing, this chaos that go on today. You got to. I mean, I deal with it every Friday, insanity, and I deal
Oh,
with that insanity
man.
from 10 to 11, 60 minutes, sometimes a little bit more. But it's okay, It's good insanity. You ever heard of that?
I think it's good that you can find 1 hour in the week to make your life. To make you feel like you're human and that accepts you for no
I ain't
reason
say
at
no.
all that they should.
Oh, I got it. I got it. The cough, the chest congestion, the blocked ears, the sinus and stuff got your brain fogged. But it's okay.
Only only when I'm dealing with somebody for that 1 hour on Friday that just
You
fogs my
love every
brain.
love every bit of it.
Man, give me a
Just
break.
just
Give me
just a
a
minute.
break. Give me
Just
a break.
just a minute. Just a minute. When I call, you light up.
Like this?
Yep, just like that.
That's lighting up. That's anger, brother. I ain't lightening up.
I know you. That that grumpy old look, that's just a facade. You soft as cotton inside.
Now, see how
I,
you got to take me there? Why you got to take me to cotton? How come you couldn't say a polyester fiber? Something like that.
I'm giving you something with some that has some real substance. Polyester. That's what you want to be labeled as polyester.
Yeah, but cotton, you got to pick that shit, and I ain't never picked no cotton. I ain't about to pick nothing.
You're not.
Be
Hey,
man-made shit.
but it's good.
What?
It's all good.
Yeah, okay. It's all good. All right, whatever you say. But we forgive me for being under the weather today and everything, but getting it out of your system basically like we do, all right, is a way of at least letting it out in a place where it doesn't affect anybody else. We're not
Right.
taking it out physically on anybody else. All right, at least we can talk about it. But there are a lot of
Like
people who can't even talk about it.
yeah. like in Minnesota, the congresswoman was speaking. She's Somali,
Yeah.
and
Huh.
he walked up to her and then sprayed her with something he had in the syringe.
Mhm.
That was like total insanity.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but then again, you get Trump talking about, well, she probably set that up herself, you know.
Yeah, well, you know,
No
respect that.
respect, no respect, no
Yeah,
caring, So even though it doesn't, we shouldn't expect, well, we should expect our leaders to have a little more consideration. No, we expect our leaders to have a lot more consideration. This guy
yeah.
does not.
And the sad thing about it, you have those Republicans that's supporting him and co-signing, not standing up and saying enough is enough. I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't make a difference if you reform or not. But if you're wrong, tell us to know you're wrong. You shouldn't do
right.
that. That's not right.
I mean,
But
stand up, and some of them guys are so-called men of the church.
they're just men in church. That's all it
Yeah,
is. Because again, I can say it over and over again, it's just words. If your actions and your conversation doesn't coincide, you're basically just full of shit.
yeah,
You got to make them go
yeah,
together.
yeah,
That's what people believe what you say. They know that you know that they respect you because they're going to, when it come out of their mouth, they're going to show respect. And when they meet you, that respect is going to continue.
yeah.
But it's just
We
like
are
just
part
the
of
yeah.
just what?
This is not new. What's going on? It just got a little more out there. I would say
Hmm.
my lifetime always been like this. Oppression in some kind of way. Greed, just taking what you want, trying to spin your own narrative out there, to make people believe that,
Yeah,
I'm good, you're bad. We all make mistakes. And if we don't
yeah.
reach out and learn how to help each other out, we're gonna fall for this narrative that they putting out.
Well, we are also a community of the world. And if we can't get out, and the world is constantly watching us, one way or another, they are watching us, liking us, hating us, confused about us. And right now, they're confused because it seems like it makes like the countries that hate us, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say China or Russia, when they say America is just a lie, they worse than we are, and we are showing it now.
That's it.
So in the world community, we look like hypocrites, and
We all
they're
we
afraid
all
to even come here.
now it's more visible.
Yeah, yeah, So we have a World Cup that's coming here, and you've got Olympics that's going to be coming here. All right, the Summer Olympics. Isn't that out your way?
Yep, out here.
Okay. So now they're talking about ICE is going to hang around there. What are they going to do at the Olympics? Everybody's a freaking foreigner coming from around the world. And you got to have papers? What the hell is this? And there are countries that there are on the list that cannot get visas to come here.
Quite a
So
few
how
of them,
their athletes themselves going to get here?
and the majority of them are from Africa.
Yeah, and there's so much going on, it's impossible to cover it all. He's keeping so much crap,
Chaos.
in the mix, you don't know what the hell you're getting. But
That's
he's
true.
hiding something. And there's a plan to all this. What'd you say?
Because he's keeping us from the Epstein file because
Yeah,
he could do things over here so you don't think about what's over here.
right.
The whole bait and switch thing.
Yeah. He keeps so
So
much. Now, it's
um,
impossible to give out all these Epstein files, and the only names you're not going to see is supposedly the victims' names, even though some of the victims' names has been showing up. You mean I still don't that's common sense to me. What do you mean? There are no other men's name in there except Epstein and Trump, maybe for on the plane, and Clinton, and you've got 800 or 300 or 1,000 videos, and nobody's on the video except the women. I mean, come on, give me a break, And they even got porn videos in there. It's
yeah,
an
honestly,
insult to your
yeah,
intelligence.
but I really believe that's the reason why they got those
I
doing
do
that
too.
stuff in
I agree with
ICE
you on that.
in Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
It's distraction. I
yeah.
really don't. see what the right hand is doing. I don't want the left hand to see what the right hand is doing.
Right. And see, another common sense thing would be you're going to go to those states that don't have nowhere near the amount of immigrants than Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, them place. You mean to tell me you got to Texas? Hell, 3/4 of the states. It's probably immigrants, But you don't want to piss off the Cubans in Florida, though, all right? Even though ICE don't give a rat's ass who you are. They just gonna grab you and ship you out.
True that.
And we're not angry about it? Come on, give me a break, all right? I know black folks are sitting back going, yeah, it's your turn. But remember, we are always on the menu.
No,
You know what I
we
mean?
we always been on the menu.
We are always on the menu, no matter what. No matter what the meal of the day is, black folks are always on the menu,
Yes,
as a go-to just in case. So,
and it's like, say, I told you so. This is gonna happen. Nah, you won't believe
well,
me. So,
I tell you.
man, our time grows short, man.
Yeah, it do. It really goes short. The day is Friday. And, it's funny. Every time we do the show on Friday, I feel like it's Saturday. I don't know why. It just feels like it's Saturday. Probably because when I do the show with you in the afternoon, like most of my day has gone by already. I really, 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 I know I'm sick, kind of dragging and everything today, but I really look forward to doing the show with you. You're such a unique person in every way. You bring about the goodness that I don't think people see, that I just don't know how to express it to the world out there, how excellent individual you are. And, oh, wait a minute. I think I got a fever. I'm hallucinating. Okay. All right. I better check my temperature.
I had to pinch myself. I said, no, I'm waiting for the punchline to come.
Yeah, but some of that was true.
But
No,
you said,
I'm talking about we got to have this thing on a Friday. That's the only part I'm saying that's true.
but you know something? I'm not gonna
What's
prolong
up,
it,
man?
and because what I really want is that you to go get some rest. Because I'm gonna tell you, I know how that feel when
It works you,
you
man.
want
It
to do
works
something
you.
and the body says something different, and they're not on the
Sure
same.
do. So
Okay,
show you right. Show you
yeah.
right. Show you right. It's a little much, and I appreciate it, but I think we're gonna be a little more lively next time around, and we're gonna cut a couple of minutes short today because we usually go over an extra half hour sometimes, but we're gonna cut it a little short today. Listen, everybody out there, pay attention to what's going on. Even though you don't think it affects you, it affects you. The last thing you want to do is to turn around one day and you go, what the hell happened? And it's been coming at you all along. It's like you waking up on December 31st and go, wait a minute, is the year over already? Hell yeah, where were you?
Pretty much.
You know?
So we got to get out the saying and pay attention. And you ain't gonna like the process, but it's a necessary process.
It's a necessary process.
It's it's the reality.
Right.
What you gonna do about it?
Now, there's a line that people put in the scriptures, but it's not in scripture. It says, you are in the world, but you're not of the world. Actually, you are in it and you are of it because your response to it is important. My name is Titus Garnett,
Anthony White.
and this has been Mended Men, and we will see you soon.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Mended Men's Conversation. If something we shared resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who needs it. Remember, healing is a journey, and you don't have to walk it alone. Stay connected with us, subscribe to the podcast, and join the conversation online. Until next time, keep growing, keep healing, and keep building your legacy.